Welcome to HR Images. My name is Hannah Saber, and tonight I'll be talking to you about the a77ii versus the a7 Mark II. Now, a lot of people have asked whether it is worth it upgrading to the a77ii or should they go to full frame a7 II. Now, the main differences between these two, other than being full frame, the a77 does have a faster AF than the a7 II. It's 12 frames per second opposed to where the a7 II is 5 frames. They're both 24 megapixels. The a77 has 79 phase detection points, autofocus points, and 15 cross type, whereas the a7 II has 117 phase detection and 25 contrast detection. Now, tonight, what I'll be doing, I will be comparing the autofocuses between the two cameras and showing you, recording it, showing you how fast the AF is on both of them, comparing both of them. So we're doing it live. I will be showing you with the adapter for the a7 II, and I will have on the 90mm macro as well, to see the difference between having the adapter and no adapter. The thing is, with the adapter you only have 15 focal points, so that is a disadvantage. With having an adapter you lose the focal points, but at the same time I'm able to use all my A mount lenses on the a7 II, so it's not really a big fuss or issue. Another thing the adapter you lose with the adapter is if you like the IAF, you cannot use it with the adapter. It is only able to be used without the adapter using the native lenses. In terms of ISO, being full frame, the a7 II is better in low light than the a77 II, but surprisingly the a77, it is good in low light. Obviously full frame it will be better, but if you're comparing the a77 II, comparing it to the original a77, personally I found that the a77 II is better in low light compared to the original. Having both and doing a lot of night events, engagements, weddings and functions and that, I found the a77 II better in low light, less noise. But I will be doing a test as well on ISO comparison at 6400 for both of them. I will be using the same lens, the 35mm Sigma 1.4 lens on both the a77 II and the a7 II. I will also be doing, someone has also, I've had a few questions, how does a crop sensor lens will work on the full frame. I will do the difference test to show what the results of having the photo taking with a 1650 lens of the a77 II, and I will put it on the full frame just to show the difference in the comparisons as well. Personally, I've always used the full frame lenses on full frame cameras. The crop sensor, I've kept it to the crop sensor, but it'll be an interesting test to see the results on the comparison, if it is usable, if you can use the 1650 with the a7 II as well. Right, so what we'll do, we'll start with the test on the AF autofocus. Now I have set some items there, 3 items, just to test in terms of the autofocus on how fast it is if I'm changing movements, if you're doing like functions, events, weddings, whatever you're doing, if the AF in the a7 II can keep up to fast movement, and I will show it against the a77 II showing you the difference in it as well. Okay. So now I have the a7ii. So as you can see, okay, now the AF, I'll do a quick test run, how fast the AF is on this. Okay, now that's the AF with using the adapter on the a7ii. As you can see, the AF is pretty fast. For being a mirrorless, everyone's always had doubts that the AF is slow on a mirrorless, comparing it to DSLR. There is a bit of more improvement in the a77ii, but in saying that, the AF is pretty good on the a7ii. Keeps up to fast events, weddings and that when I do a lot of functions. Being fast paced and you sort of be on the ball, you're walking, something exciting happens, you got to catch the shot. The AF on the a7ii and the a7s has never let me down. Neither has the a77ii. I will do now the a7ii. Okay. Just get a bit of bright. If you can see it. Yep. Oops, sorry. As you can see, the a77ii is a lot faster in the AF. Comparing to the a77ii, it is a lot faster. If you do a lot of wildlife, sports, photography, those sort of things, and autofocus and the frames per second is very important, I'll suggest going for the a77ii. In saying that, if you are a bit of everything, the a77ii is good for a lot of different things. I still use it for events, different sort of occasions that I do. The a7ii is good, being full frame and better in low light sensitivity. What I'll give you I will give it a quick test with the 90mm macro to show how the focus is on the native lens, comparing it to the adapter. Just quickly change that. Okay. Now, just adjust this. Okay. Just move back, being 90mm. You will just need to okay. Now, as you can see in the native lenses, the 90mm macro, AF is very fast. It is an improvement comparing it to having with the adapter. To me, what I can say is that it does keep up with the a77ii. The a77ii has a bit more in faster AF, but if you want to use the native lenses, the a7ii will be able to keep up faster than using it with the adapter. Now, what I'll do, I will now swap the lenses back to the 35mm, and I'll give a quick ISO test comparing it to both cameras. I'll do it live and I'll upload the images so you can see the comparison at 100%. So. Okay. Now what I'll do, I will just have him set the same aperture. So we'll say we go 5.6, pump up the ISO 6400. Okay. Okay, so that's the test shot. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but I will upload the images and I'll run you through the test. So that's on the 35mm with the a7ii. We'll just swap that around onto the a77ii. Okay. Now we'll go back, same one. 100, 6400. Okay. Okay. Now that's the a77ii. Now what I'll do, I'll upload those images and we'll go through them at the same time, and you can see the comparisons. Now I'll show you the comparison for the ISO at 6400, both the a7ii and the a77 Mark II. So here we go. Now this is the a7ii and this is the a77ii. Both shot at the 35mm Sigma art lens f1.4, same settings, ISO 6400 at 35mm, f5.6 at 1 out of 100 second. Just go 1:1 magnification. So this is the a7ii. As you can see, there is noise in at 6400 ISO. It is still usable. You can get rid of that noise at post-processing. Comparing it to the a7ii has more noise in it than the a7ii. Now they both have noise, but they're still a bit usable. If you decide to do a bit of noise reduction, you can get rid of the noise. Your imaging tends to go a bit soft, but then you can sharpen it again. Comparing it to the a7ii, you do not have to do as much noise reduction on it, comparing it to the a77ii, sorry. So just bring it back that down. So as you can see, it's clearly there. The a7ii is a bit better in terms of noise than the a77ii. Again, they're both still usable. I have shot events with ISO 6400 using the a77ii, and there's minimal noise. There is noise, but the images are still usable and can be reduced in post-production. Now, what I'll do, I will now show the difference with the crop sensor lens on a full frame, comparing it with the crop sensor lens, and show you the results as well. Some people will just question if you can use crop sensor lenses on the full frame if you want to upgrade to the a7ii or any of the a7 series and you only have crop sensor lenses and a camera but haven't got the money to afford the full frame lenses. This will give you a test to give you an idea on how it will work, so you have a bit more of a decision. So I'll just whack on the 1650. Now 1650 will be on the a77. So what we'll do, it's wide open. Keep it the same settings, 1100, 6400 ISO, 5.6. So I'll take a test shot here. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just whack that on to the A7 Mark II and we'll be able to see the difference. So same settings. Okay. Now I'll upload the images now and we can compare the differences and see from there. And the a7ii. Just go into it now. Now they're both shot at same settings, wide at 16mm, f5.6, 1/100 a second, ISO 6400. This is we go with the a77. Just put that back to normal. As you can see, perfect shot, beautiful, nice wide open. It is suited for a crop sensor. Comparing it now to the a7ii, I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought that there would be a lot of maybe vignetting or some sort with the image not turning out as 100%. But I'm actually very surprised that you can use the 1650 wide open on a full frame sensor. Comparing it to both images, yeah, they've really it surprised me. I wasn't actually expecting this sort of result. The thing I've noticed with them, even they're both shot, this is the a77ii and this is the a7ii. There's really no reduction. With the crop sensor lens, you're not getting a full 16, doesn't look like you're going to get the full 16mm out of it on a full frame, because they're shot at both 16mm, but they've actually taken the same distance of the photo. So it's really, you're not gaining anything putting the 1650 on a full frame. You might as well just keep it on the crop sensor, but it is still usable on a full frame camera. But you're not getting that extra wide angle that you want on a full frame, comparing it to the crop sensor. If you get a 1635 f4 FE lens, then you will get a wider 16mm angle due to that lens being full frame. Yeah, well, the results are here. So 1650 can be used on the a77ii as well as the a7ii full frame and crop sensor. You're getting the same wide angle on both of them. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helps comparing full frame cameras to crop sensor cameras. A77ii comparing the a7ii, and differences with the AF speed, ISO difference in terms of low noise, and crop sensor lenses are used on the full frame with the via adapter. Yeah, Any questions you'd like to ask, feel free to comment. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do shoot with any of the a77 II, I do have a group for that particular camera. The link's below. Feel free to join, or if you're thinking of getting that camera, feel free to join. If you have any of the A7 series camera, I've also got another group for that particular camera. You're more than welcome to join if you have that camera or you're thinking of going for that camera. Yeah, like my video, share and subscribe. Have a good night, and we'll see you soon.